Somebody was asking me recently about stinging nettles in the garden and how to process them. And I just wanted to point out that when you look at a plant like nettles, you have a couple plant parts. So what you have is a combination of nodes, which is where the leaves grow out of, and internodes, which are these little zones that are between those nodes. And a plant is an alternation of that. Node, internode, node, internode. And so if you see these little side sprouts that are coming out at the node, you want to cut the nettle in a way that it will be able to sprout back twice as many from what you just cut. So when I take the scissors, I go here and I go all the way down to above the internode, or above the node, at the very bottom of the internode. And I look at the plant and I want to make it have some leaves that it can grow from. So I go here and I go to the bottom of the internode and I just cut. And I do that here. I pick a spot I really like above the node, so I'm not messing with those side leaves, and I cut that. So now I can take the nettle. So here's the second thing I want to show you about nettles, which is you see the spines that are growing on them. Those are the stingers. And to be honest, they're not really that bad, but we don't want to get stung. So I want to show you a little bit. If you look at the plant, almost everything on the plant is sort of pointing that direction. The same is true with the stingers. So if you move your finger this way, you will not get stung. Same with the bottom here. If I move my finger this way, I will not get stung because they're just little hairs. And here on the stem, you can look and you can see that the stingers are pretty soft. So you can actually take a nettle leaf. Here, I'll take an example. You can actually go to the very end of a nettle leaf and delicately rub it this direction and not get stung. You can pinch it and twist it so you're breaking the needles. So I'm not getting stung at all. And I could just break those needles and I could actually just eat this, which I'm going to do. So you don't want to get stung, but the little stingers aren't that bad. And they last maybe a day or two and they feel kind of good after the first 20 minutes of stinging, first 5 minutes of stinging. And so I can just take this, I can chop it up and I can steam it lightly and it will be a delicious, nutritious, really good green. And over here, the plant that I already harvested from will grow back. And I have an example of that actually over here, where I had a big nettle plant and I cut it just above. So here's where I cut it. And it sprouted 2 new, almost full nettle plants where I had cut it. So now I'm gonna have twice as many vegetables. And when it gets big enough, I'll cut it too and add it to my greens. I'm just starting this out, so I only have a few little ones, but as you see, this is a very protective and powerful plant that has the capacity to feed us perennially.